Hey guys, we'll start the session in another 2-3 minutes. We'll just wait for 3 minutes to be precise, and then we'll start with the session. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So let's start with the session for the day. So we are going to talk about CMA. We'll be talking about the exams, the prospects, the opportunities, and a little bit about uh, the profession in general. Okay. So let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Prasad Kulkarni. I am a chartered accountant and a CPA. Been in the industry for last 18 plus years now, and since last 6-7 years, I am training students for CPA and CMA, visiting faculty at EduPristine uh, for CPA and CMA. I worked across the globe in multiple industries: manufacturing, finance, IT, services. Also, I've seen the profession grow very from very close angles, and I have seen the prospects for CPA, CMAs growing exponentially. CMA, especially, I think there is a great demand for quality finance professionals. And CMA, most of the characteristics that a CMA typically would have are very well amplified by the demand that is uh, by the growing demand for CMAs across the globe. So let me just, so the way in which we will conduct the session, I will go through this PowerPoint presentation. And if you have any questions, please start posting those questions in the Q&A. And at the end of the session, I will answer all your questions. Okay, I will leave no question unanswered. So make sure that you have your questions ready with respect to CMA, with respect to opportunities or whatever, I mean, relating to studies, etc. So feel free to post those questions in the Q&A panel, and I will answer all of your questions. All right. So let us start. So CMA, we are talking about US-CMA. It is a course that is conducted, or a certification that is conducted by IMA. IMA is a US non-profit, started in 1919. Now it has turned into a global organization with over 125,000 members across the globe in more than 150 countries. There are 10 global offices, 300 plus IMA chapters, professionals and students, and 150 CMA review courses providers globally. So that gives a good insight into the growth of this profession. I mean, now close to 100 years now, 102, 3 years. The institute has grown. The number of professionals in the institute passing out of the institute have grown enormously, and that's why the demand for and the reason for the terrific demand in CMAs is amplified or is amply clear by the sheer number of countries that IMA has presence in. Okay, CMAs have presence in. Okay, uh, many now. I mean, there's a fantastic book called "The World Is Flat." Okay, uh, anybody can do a business anywhere across the globe, and that is helping quality professionals to find great opportunities in their places from where they belong. Plus, not just in the places where they belong, but they can also travel across geographical boundaries to do far superior, far better work, okay, in the world of finance, in the world of business. Okay. So that's about IMA. You step into any country, you will find IMAs. There is a great demand for CMAs in India. There is a great demand for CMAs in the Middle East. All countries in Middle East. There is a great demand for CMAs in the African continent also. So it is all the developing countries are actually getting into the bandwagon of development, and that is also leading to a lot of rapid industrialization, rapid growth, progress of communities and the countries at large, and that is helping professionals like us to make our presence felt. Okay, because every country would seek quality professionals. Okay, and that's why CMA, the body of knowledge that they would carry, the subject matter expertise that they would have, would be enormous, and that would be most sought after. Okay, it is being CMAs are carving a niche for themselves. Okay, and that's why CMAs are in great demand across. I mean, in US also the demand for CMAs is tremendous. One of the most sought after profession or certification is CMA. Okay, actually many universities have tied up with CMA courses. Actually, integrated course along with your normal graduation, you can start pursuing your CMA course from first year or second year. So you get enough time to prepare, and you are by the time you graduate, you also have that certification under your belt. So you would save a lot of time for those who are already studying. For those who are students right now, they can start pursuing CMA right away, and by the time you finish your graduation, you already are industry ready with CMA certification. There are 20 plus universities and college programs which are in existence right now across India. There are 3 platinum providers. Okay. There are 40 plus active partners and course providers. And there is tremendous corporate engagement that is happening right now. Okay. There are over 34% of professionals who are pursuing CMA, and there are 66% of the CMA workforce, CMA force is students. So this gives just an insight into the numbers or the magnitude of demand for CMAs. Again, the work profile, I think this slide amply makes it very clear. CMAs are in great demand, right from the most basic level to the topmost level, right up to the board chairman, chief executive officer, CFO, financial controller, everywhere. I mean, uh, you will need a quality finance professional like a CMA. So you can be a CEO, you can be a CFO. Of course, these are not that you become a CMA and you become a CMA and you automatically get the position of CEO. No, it's a ladder, it's a hierarchy that you need to go through. But the climb in that hierarchy would be much faster for a CMA vis-a-vis other professionals. So you can be a CEO, CFO, the best position. I mean, most of the finance professionals aspire to become a CFO of the company at some point of time, and the ultimate is the CEO. Okay, you are a decision maker. You decide the course of an organization. So that's what a CMA would be best place to do. You can be a director, you can be a financial analyst, you can be a finance manager, budget analyst. I mean, a CMA is the best suited candidate for all MIS, all budget related activities, all budgeting related activities. I mean, they will understand, they will be able to foresee as to what would be the things that would happen over the next 1 or 2 years, or over the next 3 years, 5 years. How much capacity should we build to cater to the demand? Okay, so CMA is very well equipped to create that roadmap for an organization to chart, to lead. Okay, so budget analyst, I mean, nobody else better than a CMA would be able to do that. The cost accountant, I mean, they understand the value of money, and they would be the best, they would be in the best position to manage the cost accounting. What would be the pricing of a particular commodity in growth stage, in maturity stage, in the retirement stage, or whatever. I mean, the life cycle of a product, they will be able to understand, and they will decide on what are the different types of strategies that they need to employ to make sure that the pricing is right. Okay, that the organization gets the best return for their investment. Okay, so cost accountant, they are the subject matter experts in costing. Okay, they can be the treasurers of the companies. I think CMA adds a great value to the treasury department. Okay, because they understand the value of money, time value of money, the decay value of money. If you keep money idle, what are the repercussions? They understand how it will be best to use the money. Okay, how to deploy the money that the organization has, which are the different avenues in which they should put their money, how should they diversify their portfolio, so on and so forth, which currencies to buy, when to buy, why to buy, where to buy. All of these things are the best suited for a CMA, position for the CMA. Business analyst, I think they understand business. I mean, once any decision in the organization, what impact will it have on the business? I think a CMA can do that job with a lot of elegance and lot of grace. Uh, Analyzing financial statements, analyzing finances, analyzing and coming out with the right strategies. I think that's what a business analyst typically would do. And most of the business analysts comprises of CMAs. There are many, as I said, I mean, a CMA can carve out a nation for, carve out a niche for themselves. Okay, in the organization spectrum, in the world of finance, not just finance. Now they are exploring into other technology area. Business intelligence is another a great area that is upcoming. There is business analytics, business, not just analysis, but business analytics. How do we make use? How do we replicate the results? All of these things using technology. Okay, business, a CMA can do it far more superior, far more supremely, far more better. Okay, steps to becoming a CMA. There are two exams that you need to complete. Okay, part one and part two. You need a bachelor's degree from an accredited college or university in any major. You can be a science graduate, you could be an arts graduate, you could be a commerce graduate. You are eligible. You can become eligible to become a CMA. And you need 2 years of relevant work experience. That experience may be before you take the examination or after you take the examination. You get the license once you complete 2 years of work experience, if you want to become an active member of an IMA. Okay. Exam testing. Exam is administered at hundreds of computer testing facilities worldwide. Okay, so you can take the exam sitting here in India. Okay, which is the greatest benefit. Okay, for aspiring finance professionals who would like to take their career to a very different level. Okay, the best benefit is taking the exam here in India. I think that is a tremendous advantage for us. Okay, appear for the exam here in India, and the globe is your playfield. Okay, you can go anywhere across the globe. You will get a fantastic job, and you will grow in your career. There are 3 exam testing windows offered each year: January and February, May and June, September and October. So 6 months in a year the exams are conducted. Okay, and 6 months are the exams are not conducted. Candidates schedule exams at their own pace. Okay, you can take whichever part you are comfortable in it, but you have to take both the parts. My request would be take both the parts in quick succession. Go for it. Go for the kill. Finish it. Okay. But you have the liberty to take the part. Many of you would have responsibilities. Many of you would be married. Many of you would be already employed somewhere. So having your personal and professional responsibilities taken care of, you also have to complete the CMA. So sometimes it might take a little bit time, more time, but you have the liberty to take any part in whichever order you want to. You can take part 2 first and then part 1, or vice versa, whichever suits you. Okay. Uh, Generally, you should not take more than 18 months to complete the course. Typically, students complete the course within 12 to 15 months. Okay, I've seen students completing the course within a year also. Uh, so my only humble request, my only humble submission is that if you are going to do this, if you are the decide what is the purpose of doing this course. If the purpose of doing this course is to take a great leap into your career, then make sure that you accelerate your studies much more than you would otherwise. If you are able to complete this course within a year or so, I think your career acceleration will start earlier. Okay, the more time you spend doing this course, I think that acceleration will happen. So CMA is a great accelerator for your career. Take this as a great advantage. Okay, if you are able to accelerate your studies and become a CMA faster, your good prospects will also start faster. Okay, it's a great accelerator to your course, not just an accelerator, it will give you tremendous control on your career. You can decide, or you can be in a position that you desire. Okay, you can travel across the globe, you can go to various other countries for jobs, or you can do something on your own. A CMA will equip you with all the necessary tools, or will with the right mindset to do what you want to. It will give you the liberty, and that's very important for a course like CMA. Okay, so treat this as an accelerator of your career. Okay, take it in your control, and you will be able to get into a new trajectory altogether. So let's talk about the exam content, and I'll just skip this slide because it's the same slide. Part 1 is financial planning, performance and control. Okay, financial planning, performance and analytics. So first part comprises of these 6 topics: external financial reporting decisions. It will be all financial statements. So all the things that you have learned in your commerce, BCom, etc., that is the fundamental, that is the baseline from where you will start now people looking at financial statements very holistically. You will be able to understand what are the things that go into financial statement. What do you mean by a balance sheet, and what do you mean by a P&L? I mean, we know the technical definitions, etc., but how would an item get into a balance sheet? At what value? How do you measure that item? How do you value that item? There are different dimensions to that entire presence of a particular component on the balance sheet or on the profit and loss account. Recognition, measurement, and valuation are the 3 important aspects that you need to learn. Okay, what are the different dimensions, paradigms of all each and every different component in the world of finance? Okay, be it revenue, be it fixed asset, be it intangibles, be it debts, long-term debt, short-term debts, be it capital, be it preference shares, be it debentures, be it bonds. So what are the different criteria that you need to use to have an item in the financial statement? So we'll look at those very holistically in great depth. Okay. The second topic is planning, budgeting, and forecasting. We'll talk about strategic planning, forecasting techniques, how to use probabilities, how to use statistics in planning. Okay. We'll talk about the different methodologies for budgeting, zero budget, zero-based budget, or top-down budget, whatever. I mean, there are different methodologies with which you can prepare a budget. We'll talk about the annual profit plan and top-level planning and analysis. This would comprise, and one very important topic this is in the syllabus. Performance management, the most important topic. I would give great weightage to this topic because this is something that you will live with for your entire career. Okay, if you understand this topic, I think you will understand management, costing. You will understand costing, you will understand management, you will understand how to take the right decisions with the use of data. Okay, so performance management, cost and variance measures. We'll talk about standard costing. We'll talk about responsibility centers. We'll talk about reporting segments. How do we break, how divide and rule? How do we break different components into different compartments? And how do we evaluate those components, those pillars? Okay, and come to meaningful decision. That is performance management, past versus presence. Okay, current versus current year data versus past year data. Company vis-a-vis competition, company vis-a-vis industry. All of these things we will look into performance management, and your own budget versus actuals. All of these things would be a part of your performance management. You need to have a multi-level view into the numbers. Okay, and performance management will help you in assess those numbers in a very methodical way. Okay, cost management, measurement concepts, costing systems. We talk about what are the different ABC costing, or job order costing, or process costing, etc. We'll talk about all those costing systems that are in play and that are specific to different industries. We'll talk about what is suited for which type of industry. If you are into chemical industry, then which costing is better. If you are into manufacturing, which system is better, or do you need an amalgamation of 2 or 3 different costing systems? So we'll talk about all of those things. We'll talk about overhead costs that are sundry in nature, but in totality, they can be a sizable chunk. So how do we manage those overhead costs? What is under absorption? What is over absorption? How do we deal with under and over absorption? How do we do the application of overheads, etc.? All of those things would be looked into overhead cost. Then we'll talk about supply chain management and then business process improvement. One thing that is necessary, I mean, it is true for costing, but it is true for individuals and for our life also. If you are not able to measure what you are doing, you will not be able to monitor. If you are not able to monitor, you will certainly not be able to improve. So numbers will play a very vital role. Okay. So if you are able to understand those numbers, if you understand how to measure those numbers, only then you will be able to set some benchmarks and then decide how to monitor them and decide then how to improve them. Okay. So measurement is key for any controlling activity. If you want to control something, then you need to first measure it. You need to first, then only you will be able to monitor, then only you will be able to improve, then only you will be able to control it. Okay. So this important topic, okay, which is very vital for your learning, and it will remain with you for your life. This will be applicable in different stages in your career also. Okay. Internal controls, mostly theoretical subject topic, that will talk about governance, risk and compliance, systems control, and security measures. Now with the advent of technology, now every organization, because there is always a distinction between the owners of the company and the managers of the company. Now if the managers of the company are not the owners, then there could be a conflict of interest. How do we avoid those conflict of interest? How do we make sure that there are internal controls in place to avoid pilferage, to avoid any frauds, to avoid any. So you need to understand what are the different layers of the system. How do we create a hierarchy? What is a maker checker, and so on and so forth. Different types of internal control, internal audit. How do an internal audit function? What are the governance, corporate governance? What is the code of conduct? All of these things will be covered in this topic. We will talk about technology and analytics. So we'll talk about information system. The recent entrant to the CMA syllabus, recent in the sense not very recent also, but of reasonably uh, new, pretty new in the syllabus. We talk about information system. What does information mean? What does information mean, and what are information systems? We will talk about data governance. How do we maintain the integrity of the data? Okay. We'll talk about technology enabled finance transformation. As I said earlier, that the world is flat now. Okay. Anybody and everybody can travel wherever they want to and do business. Okay. It's not that difficult for anybody to do business in, say, Middle East, or maybe for that matter in the United States or UK or whatever, which country. There are compliances, but how do we manage that technology enabled finance transformation? Now, automation is great. Business analytics is another area. Complete automation, paperless offices is a reality today. 20 years ago, we were talking about a paperless office हो ही नहीं सकता, invoice तो आना ही है, documentation होता है, sign होता है, check होता है. Now we don't see checkbooks at all in organizations. Earlier, there used to be bundles of checks that used to be printed in companies. Okay, they used to be checked by 2-3 people. Now there is no, I mean, some companies still have that primitive method, but most of the companies, right from your payments for your vendors to your employees to your taxation authorities to everybody to dividends, etc., everything is happening automatically. You do not have to have any physical checks at all. Okay. Now with the advent of technology like Google Pay and all those things, it is creating even further opportunities for you to grow. Okay, and also it is creating a lot of other dimensions, complications also. Simplicity is one aspect, but simplicity also means simplicity is not that simple. Simplicity is pretty complex in nature. Okay, but that technology is going to enable finance transformation. Many companies are able to do businesses in India or able to manage their entire finance over here in India. Their back offices are here in India. Their payrolls are here in India, and companies are based out of US. So companies are focusing on their niche areas and outsourcing or offshoring other areas which they feel that only experts can do it. So there, most of the banks across the globe, talk about Barclays, they have a technology or a back office over here. talk about HSBC, they have a center over here. Many companies have bases. Amazon has a great office here in India. So that transformation from moving the entire finance function or moving the payroll or parts of finance function from the company head office to some other areas needs a lot of different aspects. And a CMA is better equipped because that's the reason why technology and analytics is a subject that has been introduced in the syllabus. Part two is strategic finance management. We again start with financial statement analysis, but now with a different dimension, with a different perspective. We look at financial statements in a very different way. How do we analyze those finance, horizontal way, vertical way? Okay, how do we look at each component? What is the relationship of that component with other components? We'll look at various ratios, turnover ratios, profitability ratios, performance ratios, and how do we mingle with those ratios and get some better insights. We'll talk about profitability analysis. How do we improve profit? What does DSO, what impact will DSO have on my profitability, for example? What impact will my turnover ratios will have on my profitability, gross profit margins, net profit margins? What is the relationship of fixed and variable cost? So on and so forth. All of those things would be looked into financial statement analysis. We'll talk about corporate finance. Corporate finance is raising of money. That is my capital structure of the company. There are two structures. When you look at the balance sheet, you should be able to identify what is the capital structure and what is the finance structure. Okay, capital structure, long-term sources of finance. How do we raise the long-term? Which are the sources of finance that we should look for? All of these things will be covered in corporate finance. What is the risk and return? Okay, if I'm going to if I raise share capital, okay, by equity, what is the risk? If I raise capital by way of debt, what is the risk? What is the impact on my profitability? What is the impact on my net profit? What is the impact on my book value? What is the impact on my EPS? All of these things would be covered. We'll talk about a different model called a CAPM, which will be in risk management though. But these are all the dimensions that will be covered in corporate finance: risk and return, long-term financial management, working capital management, and international finance. Decision analysis, CVP analysis, cost volume profit analysis is something that we will look at. Marginal analysis and pricing decision. I think this is the most important topic. There are three topics that I generally tell that are the most important topics. The first topic is in part one, okay, sorry, which is performance management, okay. Performance management is the most important topic. Second topic is decision analysis, and the third topic is the investment decision. These three topics are to be focused on in great detail because they are going to be useful for your career, throughout your career, and also from the exam point of view, these are the most important topics. We talk about marginal analysis. Every additional unit, what impact will it have on my profitability? Should I or should I not manufacture one additional unit? If I get an order, how should I deal with? If I get a bulk order, one-time order, how should I deal? If I have capacity and I get an order, what should I do? If I don't have the capacity but I get a bulk order, what should I do? All of this dimension, whether I should buy or whether I should manufacture, whether I should outsource or whether I should do it in captive way. All of these things would be looked at into decision analysis. These are important pricing decisions, okay? Because that will lead into your profitability, that will lead into your cash flows, improving your balance sheet, improving your profitability, okay? Risk management, enterprise risk identification, assessment, and mitigation. The theory topic, but very important. The other most important topic, as I mentioned, investment decisions. Now, from a CMA point of view, from a student point of view, okay, this is exactly applicable in your life also. Capital budgeting. If you are going to spend 2 lakh rupees on a particular course, what is the payback? What is the discounted payback? What is the net present value of this course? All of these things for a company we will be looking at. Do I set up the capacity? Do I expand the capacity? Do I move my operations to a multiple location? Do I outsource it to somebody else, or should I do it captively? All of these decisions would be based on certain solve. Investment decisions are decisions that are not, they cannot be changed overnight. They will take a long period of time. Once you decide on a outlay, say 50 crore rupees, 50 crore or $5 million or $10 billion, you cannot just overnight say, nahi, abhi aaj main nahi karunga, dusra karta hu. Nahi hota, because the outlay is huge. It will lead to huge losses. Okay. So capital budget decisions are the most important decisions and they are vital to every organization's survival. Okay, so that's why we'll talk about payback, discounted payback, net present value, time value of money. We'll talk about profitability index. We'll talk about internal rate of return. We will talk about capital rationing. All of these things we will look at and see which are the most beneficial tools that you, as a finance professional, provide guidance on to the management. Whether I should what is the value, what is the time value? Should I put my money in the fixed deposit or should I invest in some business? Okay, that's a simple solution, simple decision. Okay, but if you are not able to understand the time value of money, you will be not be able to understand how to take an investment decision. A CMA would be very well equipped with that subject matter expertise. And professional ethics, again, very important topic. Business ethics, ethical considerations. Whenever there is a dilemma whether a decision that I am taking is the right decision or not a right decision. Okay, whether I want to do something or not do something. Okay, it's a dilemma. Many times you are not able to comprehend whether a decision is an ethical decision. Okay, it might be a right decision, but may not be a very ethical decision. It might have an impact on various other aspects. Okay, bribing an officer, okay, will never ever be a right decision. So, but you are not able to continue with your business if you do not. So, how do we face those dilemmas in our life and in profession? Okay, so there is a lot of a body of knowledge that would be provided to you as to what is ethical and what is not ethical. What are the business ethics? What are the ethical considerations for management accountant as CMAs and for the organizations? What is conflict of interest? How do we avoid conflict of interest? Okay. Apparently, you might feel that it is okay, but when you look deep into, when you scratch the surface and look beyond, then you will realize, oh, there is something really wrong. Okay. So what happened? Many companies have gone down only because of unethical business practices. Talk about Enron, talk about WorldCom, talk about the recent companies like DHFL and various other companies which have gone down the drain. Yes Bank, okay, where they have abused their position. So how you are in a company where there is an abuse that is happening. How do you deal with that? Okay, all of these things would be covered in professional ethics. Okay. IMA will do a lot of handholding. They want quality finance professionals and they will provide you with all the necessary tools and equipment that are necessary for you to climb the corporate ladder and help you augment your knowledge base. Okay, there are certifications. The one that we are talking right now is CMA. Learning should continue. Okay, then there is certified in strategy and competitive analysis, which you can augment after doing CMA. That is an additional certification that you may also take up, which is also in great demand. But that is complementary. Okay, CMA is independent. Okay, you can stand on your own with the CMA, but CSCA, it will help you, or it will help your improve your stature also. Then there is continuing education. There are free 50 plus webinars. You need to learn. Just becoming a CMA is not enough. You need to make sure that you are learning continuously. And CMA as an institute, IMA as an institute, make sure that you continue doing that learning. If you want to maintain your membership, you have to go through 500 plus CPRs. CPs, continuing professional education. Okay, your learning should not stop. That's why CMA, you have to appear for 50 plus webinars. There are 50 plus webinars that you can attend wherever and see how many points you get. There are various career resources that are available: career driver, career management tool, ethics center, where when you face a dilemma as to what is the right course of action that you should take, when you see some unethical or where you are not very clear about what is right and what is not right, there is an ethics center to help you out. There is a leadership activity for academy for those who want to accelerate and climb the corporate ladder much faster. There are different publications. There is a strategic finance magazine which is available to which is for CMA students, and management accounting quarterly magazine. Now these are gold mines of knowledge and information. You need to make sure that you read those very well. Okay, and it's a global community. You walk into any country, you will have CMAs. Benefits: US based CMAs earn more in total median compensation than those without both the CMA or CPA. I mean, it's pretty amply clear the kind of demand and the kind of respect that CMAs have. They certainly deserve, and they certainly deserve a better compensation or a good compensation for the quality or for the values that they bring to table. Okay, globally CMAs CMAs earn 50% more in total median compensation than those without CMA. I mean, that's massive. 50% more is almost double what others would generally earn. If somebody is earning $1 million over their career time, a CMA would typically earn 2 million, right? That's a massive difference, right? Helps distinguish you from your peers for certain financial and accounting. You, as I said, you can carve out a niche for yourself where only a CMA would fit. Budgeting jobs, only a CMA is the best fit. Any other person fitting into that position would be a compromise. Okay, so CMA is the best fit for certain jobs. Treasury, CMA would be a best fit. Costing, CMA would be a best fit. Business analytics, CMA would be a best fit. Okay, so the CMA is a globally recognized qualification. You don't carry that qualification on your shoulder, but once people get to know that you are a CMA, you automatically command a lot of respect. You command it. You don't demand it. You get into a very commanding position also. Okay. Value of CMA, again, it's a prestigious, professional, it's a rigorous course. You don't take it as a cakewalk. The exam is also rigorous and you need to study very hard. Okay, nothing comes very easy. It's a professional certification, not an ordinary certification. It will empower you. It will make you very competent. It is absolutely at par with any other, the best of the qualifications or the best of the certifications across the globe. And that's why it's pretty demanding also. You will have to sacrifice that period of 1 year or 1.5 years that you are going to dedicate. You have to commit yourself to CMA. If you say that I will study only on Sunday to Sunday, then that's not enough. I'll be very blunt and very honest with you. You have to study every day. Every day of study, every day. Every day means every day. Days when you are not well, days when you are very busy, days when you have many other activities to do, days when you have a lot of other things to do. You have to make sure that you do your studies with a lot of seriousness, consistency, dedication, and commitment. Miss out on any of those things, you go back. It's a regression. So it's very serious, sincere course. You should do it. Take it. Decide why are you doing this course. My humble request. I mean, whenever I meet any student, I ask him, why do you want to do this course? If you want to, if you either you are a student and you want to get into the corporate career very fast, then if you want to move fast in your career, you need that tool, that great impetus, that great force. That education would be that great force that will help you and provide you with the impetus to move into the next orbit. CMA is that force. Okay, if you feel that that is the force, then you need to fuel yourself with hard work, dedication, commitment, sincerity, regularity, consistency. Okay, sacrifices. You have to sacrifice all your movies. You have to sacrifice all your WhatsApp messages. You have to sacrifice all your Facebooks, Instagrams. If you are able to do that, if you are able to move away from all those non remunerative, non or distractive things, then I think CMA would be not far away. Once you become a CA, you have the law, you'll have all the liberties to do whatever you want to. But during this course, make sure that you commit yourself. Ask yourself, why am I doing this course? If the reason for doing this course is to achieve greatness, then I have to commit myself. You can't be great just by doing nothing, right? So that's why I seek students with a lot of commitment. Okay, who should get CMA? Again, everybody. I mean, a finance professional, who aspiring finance student, a student aspiring to become a great finance professional, CMA is a great tool. A person who is hooked into the mid-career crisis, a CMA would be a great platform. Okay, so professionals who want to work in management, who want to be a part of decision making, I think a CMA would help you graduate to that level. People who want to demonstrate professional expertise in financial planning, analysis, control, decision support. I remember, I mean, these profession certifications are game changer, life changers. Okay, any professional certification. I'm talking about CA, CPA, CMA, CFA. All these are great life changers. If you have that, you are not just opening a window of opportunity, but you are opening a galaxy of opportunities. You are going into a galaxy of opportunity. You have the liberty to choose what you want to do, and that's what you should look at this course with, that kind of mindset. People who want to distinguish themselves as management ready without having to go through an MBA. So when I talked about payback, 1 year, 1.5 years, okay, you start earning within 1.5 years or 2 years. MBA, go through 2 years or 3 years or 5 years of rigorous training. with huge amount, 30-40 lakh rupees of fees. Okay, the payback period is much longer for us MBA vis-a-vis a CMA. Okay, CMA 1.5 years, 3 lakhs, kalas. His payback period is not more than 6 months or a year max. So you earn, and the growth prospects are also massive. The body of knowledge vis-a-vis an MBA, I'm talking about, I mean, I have great respect for MBA also. The best of the institutes across the globe, be it the IIMs or ISBs of the world, they are great institutes. They churn out great quality professionals. I'm not talking about those, but I mean, there are several MBA colleges which are mushrooming. I don't think that the quality of MBA. I mean, I've been a faculty in various MBA colleges also, and I've seen the quality of training and the quality of students also. I think it's not that great. With all humility and with whatever I've seen, maybe my personal opinion, but this is what I feel. But a CMA, I think, is far more superior than any MBA. Okay, so take this as a compliment. I mean, if you are a CMA, you would carry the other skills that an MBA has, like communication, etc. You will have to brush those skills and become at par with an MBA. But as far as knowledge is concerned, you are over here, MBA would be here. As far as communication skills are concerned, you are here, maybe MBAs are here. You need to graduate, you have to take some additional efforts to hone your professional communication skills, which EduPristine will help you in doing that as well. Just some examples of career opportunities for CMAs. Amazon, these are old, not very old of recently, but taken from various job portals. Okay, BCom plus CMA, USA. Okay, there are a lot of magazines which are covering magazine like Forbes covering CMA profession. The woman in CMA profession was recently published, which will help many aspiring women also to take up CMA as a serious career choice. Becker, I think for last 55, 60 years, I think if I'm not wrong, 60 years or so, Becker has been in the industry. There are many players, but I think Baker stands out. I mean, they are like the lighthouse for CMA education. Okay, uh, I have benefited immensely by studying Becker course, and trust me, again, not because I'm a part of the faculty team for Becker, but beyond that, I think the quality of material, the quality of review course that Baker is providing is unparalleled. Okay, is unparalleled. I have seen many other courses also, many other competition also. I think Baker would be far miles away from all the others in terms of content, in terms of quality, in terms of execution, in terms of their review courses, the online review courses, in terms of faculty. They have, they score 10 plus on each of those. Okay. So about Becker Professional Education is a global leader in quality professional education, empowering people to advance their careers for more than 60 plus years, which is massive number. An organization to survive for 60 plus years with the same or with improving numbers, with improving number of professionals that they are churning out. I think it's a mighty thing. It's a terrific thing. So we work in partnership with our clients and students to give you the skills and knowledge you need to succeed and develop in today's business climate. Baker's approach to CMA review focuses on deep understanding. It's not rote learning and retention versus rote memorization. So you focus on your studying, okay, and score high on your exam. So you will not have any surprises on the exam day. Okay. To help you succeed on exam day, Baker CMA review provides an array of study options to ensure no surprises on the exam day. If you just keep solving the MCQs and the test-based caselets from the Baker review course multiple times, I think there is no reason why you cannot become a CMA within 12 months. Okay, and I have seen students completing CMA here in EduPristine, in Baker, complete CMA courses within 12 months. 9 months is what I've seen is for one candidate also. A legacy of learning for a lifetime of success. 1 million plus candidates have prepared with Baker. Huge number. The top 100 accounting firms rely on Baker for their staff preparation. and 2,900 accounting firms, corporations, alliances, government agencies, and universities that cover the entire finance profession, my friends. Almost 80-90% of the finance professional would be covered. That is 2,900 accounting firms. Okay. Baker offerings, hard book copy, a textbook, which is fantastic, ebooks, so that you can learn wherever you are, on your mobile phone, on iPads, or on laptops, whatever is convenient to you. 24 months of, we said we don't want to wait for 24 months, we have to finish it in 12 months. Or 2,500 multiple choice question. If you do this 2,500 multiple choice question for 6 times or 10 times, I think your job is done. Just go and appear for CMA exam. If you have finished this solving 2,500 questions, you will clear your CMA exams. 70 essay practice questions, over 500 digital flashcards, mock exams, comprehensive progress test, exam tips, study planners. So you have everything that is necessary for you to prepare for the CMA exam. Okay, and you will be able to clear the exam very quickly. So different types. EduPristine is conducting the Baker courses here in India. They have different modes. One is live classes where the faculty and the students sit in one room and study. Okay, learn. There are live virtual classrooms right now because of Corona. Most of the businesses and most of the learning is happening online. So Baker and EduPristine are also doing the same. We are conducting sessions online for students. Access to recordings and practice questions. So something that you have not been able to learn, because time is limited when we talk about live learning. So you have to go refresh, learn, read, refresh. That refreshing will happen through access to recordings and practice questions. And after you have enrolled, whatever help you need with respect to faculty, with respect to course material, with respect to any question that you are not able to get through, or study material, I think all that help will be provided by Becker and EduPristine. Classroom training, 175 plus hours of instructor-led classroom training, 24/7 access to program material, industry expert faculty members. So you will not have any faculty who do not have the relevant qualifications with the relevant experience. Okay, they are pretty strict. EduPristine is pretty strict with respect to their choice of faculty. So they leave no stone unturned to ensure that the students get the best training possible and to ensure that their success is assured. And access to 175 plus hours of exclusive recordings. Again, virtual classroom, everything is the same except for it would be in the Zoom mode. Okay, everything else remains the same. The fee structure, you can take the coaching. 1 lakh rupees is the fees including taxes. The course locations are in Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai. The course duration is about 7 to 8 months, 175 hours. Every Sunday, the courses are conducted 9 to 2 p.m. If you want to go for training fees online only, then the 85,000 rupees is the fees. The mode is online. Again, the duration, etc., remains the same. Saturday and Sunday would be the class duration, 7 to 10 would be the time. If you want to go through a self-study mode and you want to buy only the textbooks, 37,000 rupees is the cost of the textbook. IMA fees, professional fees, student fees. If you now, apart from the training fees, you also have to pay fees to IMA. Their annual membership fee is $245 for professionals and $39 for students. Entrance fees is $250, $188 for students, and exam fee is $830 for professionals, 2 parts, and 311 into 2, that is $622 for students. IMAs generally provide discount on their fees every year, almost every year. That's what we have seen. That discount can vary from 10% to 50%. So EduPristine will help you and provide you with the adequate information ahead of time as to when when IMA might come out with those schemes, and if at all IMA comes out with that scheme, you will get to know about it through EduPristine. Okay, there are different portals, and you will get some messages also. So this is about the course fee, course content, course conduct, etc. So this is the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low prices is forgotten. Don't fall prey to courses that promise a lot but fail to deliver. Okay. There I've seen many students who have gone to other institutes because the fees were low, but they have come back to EduPristine because they have realized, after realizing that what they were promised, they haven't got it. Again, this is very true. I've seen in Pune also some institutes are doing that, and many students are coming back to EduPristine just for. Again, you have to ponder it. You should leave no stone unturned to make sure that you are getting the best. Okay, and for everything that you need to pay, you have to pay a price for it, the right price. Okay, neither too low, neither too high. You have to make sure what you pay for to get what you are promised for. Okay, so I thank you all. This is the session. So if you have any questions now, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. uh, for me, education has been a game changer. The kind of opportunity that I got after my CA and CPA have been incredible. The best or the biggest thing that I have received, apart from money, fame, respect, etc., is the liberty to do what I want to do. Today, I have the liberty to. I mean, whenever I wanted to be a consultant, I became a consultant. I want to get into the industry, I went into the industry. So I decide my choice. I decide my course of career. So that's what a CMA would help you, or CMA would provide you the liberty to do what you wish to do. Okay. So any questions, my friends? Any questions? So I'll wait for a minute or so. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay. Any question with respect to your studies, with respect to your how should you prepare for the exam, whatever. I mean, any concerns that you might have. Okay, this exam, I again some one thing that I forgot to mention. As far as preparation of the exam is concerned, it is a rigorous question, exam with 2-3 hours of dedicated work every day, with Saturdays and Sundays being complete full days of studies. Okay, I think you should be able to finish off CMA within 12 months. Okay, many students, the approach is you should read a lot, you should solve a lot, the MCQs online. You should write a lot. You should prepare your own flashcards. You should prepare your own notes. After our 10th and 12th exam, I realized, which was true also for me too, that we are not writing enough. So the more you write, the better preparation you will be doing. So the more you write, the better it is. So start writing as much as possible. Uh, Create your notes, create your flashcards, which you can carry in your pocket. Just read them whenever you get time on at a signal or while climbing the stairs. Um, just while taking a break for 2 minutes, 5 minutes. So you have to steal time from your busy days. Uh, Find out one reason why you are doing the course. That reason should be good enough for you to just continue on the path. You will have, there are people who so they I read one nice quote. Winners practice, losers complain. Winners practice, losers complain. Those who complain that I do not have time, they are just not ready. They have still not realized. So you do not have time is okay. Keep that excuse with yourself. Start preparation. Find out that one great reason why you should practice, why you should do this course. Okay, if you are able to get that course, start with why are you doing this course. If you get the right answer, just focus on that one right answer and just continue pursue. I'm not well, that's okay. Study for 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. Sleep and study. Okay, that's okay. Your potential when you're not well might not be 100%, but even 10%, I say 10%. Study. Write, read. Practice. These are the only 4 things that you should be doing. Okay, find one great reason to prepare, find one great reason to do CMA. Okay, once you get that reason, I think uh, it's just a matter of time for you to become a CMA. Okay, and write as much as possible, whichever course you decide to do. Okay, whichever course you decide to do, the best study would be by writing, preparing your notes in your own handwriting. planning your studies, uh, and making sure that you get what you desire. All right, guys. So let's stop here. If you have any questions, I mean, please wait for 5 more minutes if you want to. If you have any questions, please post it on Q&A. Hmm? I mean, some sacrifices today are going to give you exponential benefits in the future. Exponential benefits in the future. Okay. You'll understand time value of money. You'll understand time value of study. Okay. Time value of study is also something that you need to realize. Rupee one today would be worth how much tomorrow? Study a CMA today would be how much value 20 years later, 10 years later, 5 years later. If you are able to get that, I mean, it's a hockey stick growth for most of the professionals that I've seen. Okay, you start flat because that's the beginning of your career, but once that uptick starts, it keeps climbing. Okay, by the time you are at your retirement, you would have achieved more than what you would have imagined. Okay. So, guys, thank you very much. Thanks for your time on a busy Sunday. I wish you all the best. And times are very difficult. Stay home, stay safe, and take good care of yourself and your near and dear ones. And study very hard. Study very, very hard. Uh, you will never have to regret in your life. Thank you very much. Okay, I have one question. Let me ask. Hi, good afternoon. Kindly advise how many hours we are required to spend per day. Okay. So, Divya, it varies from person to person. If somebody says that 1 hour is enough, maybe 1 hour is enough for that person. If someone says 2 hours are enough for that person. So you have to create your own cycle. But the key is doing it every day is the key. Doing it every day is the key. You study for 1 hour, make sure. I mean, if you realize that 1 hours are sufficient for you, good for you. But make sure that you spend that 1 hour every day. If you feel that you need, so you should be able to manage initial period, maybe 1 or 2. You start with 1 or 2 hours, and over a period of, as you go into the course, as you start acquiring more knowledge, you should start with spending more time. You get into an habit of spending more time at the desk, get into a habit of writing more on paper, get into a habit of reading more time. You should get into a habit of sitting for one place for 4 hours, one place for 4 hours. If you are able to do that, I think the more you spend, better it is. The more you spend, better it is. Uh, so to very so what I've seen on average is successful students who have cleared their exams within a year or so, a year to 15 months, they spend close to 2.5, 3 hours every day. At least 2 hours is bare minimum that they have spent. Some students have spent more than that. People who are not employed anywhere, they spend anywhere between 6 to 7 hours on weekdays, and in weekends they spend 8, 10 hours also. So again, you have to decide how much time is sufficient for you. Okay. Now it's also a process of evaluating your abilities, evaluating how much is enough for you. And as far as studies are concerned, okay, the more you do, the better it is. Okay, think from that point of view. The more you study, better it will be for you. You are going to improve not just your brains, okay, but you are also going to have a lot of discipline, learn a lot of discipline, a lot of dedication, commitment, sincerity. Okay, so 2.5 hours should be good enough. But again, this varies from person to person. You have to find your sweet zone. Okay, sweet spot. So you should be able to decide that 2 hours are good enough for me. Spend 2 hours, spend 2.5 hours, spend 3 hours. By the time you approach the exam, you should be able to spend at least 4, 6 hours doing just MCQ. So my simple thumb rule is, did I solve 100 MCQs today? I should be able to sit in one place and solve 100 MCQs. If I have to graduate to that, don't start doing 100 MCQs from day one. Start from 20, 30 MCQs every day. and then graduate to 110, 120 MCQs. Every day you should be able to solve 110, 120 MCQs. What is the difference between the ICMA is India and CMA, IMA is US? So two different bodies, two different institutes. One is an Indian institute, one is a US institute. That's the only difference. See, ICMA takes about 3-4 years to complete. CMA takes US-CMA takes about a year to complete. ICMA, you cannot. I mean, it's very difficult for working professionals because you have to go through the completion of mandatory training, etc. Articleship, as they call it. For CMA, you don't have to go through all of those things. So the payback is much faster. Again, both are great courses. Nothing to take away from ICMA India, but CMA will provide you with global opportunities. ICMA mostly are favored here in India to some extent to in the Middle East. But with US-CMA, you can go to various other countries also. They are in demand in other countries also. Earlier, there was an agreement between CMA, IMA, US, and ICMA that if you have completed CMA, you automatically can become a member of ICMA. But that agreement has been in abeyance for last year and a half or 2 years maybe, since last 2 years. There might be some workaround that is happening right now, how to recognize the professionals of both the bodies, both the institutes. But as of now, there is no such agreement. It was there. As of now, there is no agreement. They are two different bodies. But more or less, the course structure, the course content would be similar, but the course structure is a bit different. Okay, there are 2-3 layers in ICMA, 3 layers. For US-CMA, there are only 2 papers. That would be the difference. Any other questions, friends? Any other questions? Alrighty, guys. So let's stop here. Thank you for your time, patience, and spending some time on a Sunday afternoon. So wish you all the best. Take the right decisions. Take the right decisions as quickly as possible. Okay, as we speak, time is running out. The better, earlier the better. Okay. So thank you so much. All right. I'm stopping now. I'll stop sharing and I'll leave the meeting now. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best for your careers. Ciao. Bye.